Hear ye! Cultural diversity. Is it a good thing? Obviously, yes! Duh! But while most of us have welcomed the recent arrival of hard-working Nordic migrants, others have been somewhat critical of this kingdom's border control policies, with some even claiming that the alleged rise in the number of sexual assaults and robbery is directly linked to Viking immigration. Ridiculous. Joining me now to discuss his vile, intolerant and entirely false opinions is this despicable piece of shit.
How do?
Why are you so racist?
I'm not.
You think Vikings are predominantly responsible for the spike in reported sexual assaults?
Now look, right, since them Vikings came over here, we've had over 40,000 cases of our women and girls being raped. How do you explain that then? And the f***ing local council round here keeps trying to cover this whole thing up so they don't appear racist. I'm f***ing sick of it.
If it's true that Vikings are raping everybody, then how do you explain the fact that I've never been raped by a Viking?
Well, that's probably because you spent your whole life living in an heavily fortified castle surrounded by armed guards, you dozy bitch.
Go fuck yourself!
You got wrecked. Now, would you like to ban all Vikings from entering this kingdom?
Yes, I believe we need to protect the Anglo-Saxon public.
Disgusting! You're Norsophobic!
Do you accept that you are, in fact, Norsophobic?
You what? There's no such fucking word as Norsophobic. A phobia's an irrational fear. It's not irrational to fear what's written in Norse mythology. All this raping and pillaging and murdering that's going on in our communities is sanctioned right here in their fucking sagas.
Really? Well, let's bring in someone now who I think you'll find might know a thing or two about what Vikings really believe.
Hello.
Is there anything in particular that you'd like to say to this ignorant, racist piece of shit?
Well, what I'd like to say is that basically you're using the wrong interpretation. You see, raping and pillaging have got nothing to do with Norse mythology. I mean, it says very clearly in our sagas that if a man rapes and pillages an innocent person, it is as if he has raped and pillaged the whole world.
But you worship a violent, murderous god of war and death!
No, we don't.
It's right here in your fucking mythology. Look, it says, Odin and his brothers crept up on a giant hermaphrodite and smashed his head in till his blood became the sea, his bones became the mountains, and his brains became clouds in sky.
Look, brother, you don't understand. You see, in the Norse language, Odin isn't the god of war. He's actually the god of internal struggle. It's quite simple when you think about it, really. You see, my internal struggle might be like studying for my exams or whatever. You just need to use the correct interpretation.
Oh, fuck off! If he's the god of internal struggle, then why the fuck does he need to ride around on some sort of a magical 8-legged horse, carrying a massive spear and starting conflicts all over shop by using his supernatural powers to turn people against each other?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise that you were a scholar of Norse mythology now.
It's in your fucking sagas, mate.
Hey, that's enough. Put that down.
But
you
it says
wouldn't do that with the Bible. Now
I'm
put
just
that
trying to
down.
Wait, no.
Just show some damn respect and
I'm
put the
just-
sagas down now. I am so sorry to all the Norse migrants who will have been quite rightly offended by the opinions expressed by that absolute fucking shit stain.
Norse mythology is a religion of peace.
See? She's never even read one of our sagas and she understands everything about what we Vikings actually believe. Reports are coming in of an incident here in the northeast. A monastery has been raided, monks have been thrown into the sea, and a number of women claim to have been sexually assaulted. At present, the motive is unclear. Witnesses say the attackers were male and of European appearance.
You what? European? Could you narrow it down a bit for us?
European is the only description we have at present.
But everyone I've spoken to says these blokes were fair-haired, blue-eyed, 6-foot-tall bastards with braids in their beards who came over here on a ship with a fucking dragon's head on the front.
So?
So, they're fucking Norse Vikings!
Not necessarily.
Oh, off. They're not fucking Portuguese, are they?
They might be.
Oh, now you're just being a
Look, there's absolutely no need for that kind of coarse language.
I'm talking fucking Anglo-Saxon, aren't I?
That may be so, but I don't think it's helpful to make any assumptions about the nationality or religious affiliations of the perpetrators of this attack at this stage. This just in, it appears that the perpetrators of this savage raid identify as Norse Vikings.
Told you so.
So, without further ado, let's turn our attention now to the real victims of this attack, the innocent Viking migrants who are now facing the inevitable Norsophobic backlash. Hi.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining me here at what must be a very challenging time for you.
Yes, it's been very difficult.
Could you share your experience of how this attack has affected you?
Well, like, when I heard about this attack this afternoon, my first thought was, I'm just not gonna feel safe like stepping off of my longship anymore, cause people are gonna start looking at me funny and they're gonna start saying things about me like, why have you got all those braids in your beard, and we don't want your sort round here, and why don't you just go back home and all that. But I mean, I've got my culture and you've got your culture, and I just think the worst thing about this whole attack, is that I don't feel welcome here.
I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, I've just heard that His Majesty the King is now making his way to the royal balcony, where he is expected to issue a royal statement to the Kingdom of Northumbria at this particularly difficult time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Get on with it!
our thoughts and prayers are with the victims' families. Thank you.
And?
And what?
And what are you gonna do about it?
Well, I am gonna, unequivocally condemn this kind of thing.
What does that even mean?
Have you spoken to the Royal Secretary of Defence to discuss our military options?
I might have.
And?
Well, what we've decided to do, militarily, is we're gonna light a candle and have a minute's silence, and then we're gonna carry on as normal.
What the fuck are you on about?
There is no need to be alarmed.
Why can't we just have a travel ban on Vikings entering this kingdom until we can find out what the fuck is going on?
This kind of thing is just part and parcel of living in a little village.